Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd show a long overdue update on this Kriel starter CV I've been building for this month's Anvil Challenge. Last time I showed it a couple weeks ago, I think now, it wasn't even the same thing. It wasn't textured. It wasn't fully built with the hull. Didn't have any interior stuff going on with it or part placements, things like that. So a lot has changed. I don't even have that old version to show you what changed exactly from there. Some of the features are correct or the same as they were. Like the front area here, I didn't really change that much. I did modify lots of other things. Just the list is pretty long on what I changed, but a lot of it had to do with this top shell type of thing. That got drastically modified. I did add in a couple locations. I don't know if you're going to use them or not, but they're there. You can put in some light launchers. I got antennas there right now, but you could put in actual guns there if you did want to. I also try to really work out the number of turret positions and sentry gun positions throughout the ship. So you have like turret position there, a couple more back over here. It's going to have actually like three potential turret positions back here. You got one there, and then a couple more below actually. It does have sentry guns throughout here too. There's one sentry gun there. Some more on the bottom of these kind of wing type areas. A couple along the sides of the hangar. Just trying to get it set up. You know, the weaponry on here, sort of those launcher positions, would be for drone defense. I mean, and that's really about it. It's not a combat ship. The hull is built with steel. I'm trying to be as light as I can about it, though. So, like, the steel blocks are only covering areas that would directly go into the interior of the ship. Other areas, like this big chunk over here to create that kind of folded back wing look, this is mostly all carbon back over here. It's not protecting anything, but all your blocks going to the interior are steel. So you at least have that. Now, obviously, it's going to have a shield and all that fun stuff, too, and in fact, it already does. Anyway, let's get aboard here. I'll show you what's happened on the inside. So I've been really working out like the storage, major part placements, and actually started texturing and working out the front part of the ship yet. But hangar space area, quite a bit of room in here. It is a pass-through side entry hangar, which I kind of like. It's got quite a bit more room than other starter CVs I've built. Granted, this one's a little bigger too. As its storage, it does have two 320K standard storage bays over here. It has two 200K storage bays in the back area of the hangar. I decided to go with 200K instead of 320 because I'm just worried about the amount of maximum weight that it could fly around with. And that's really it. I could add more extensions to this pretty easily to bring that up to a 320K, but I'm not sure if I want to. Now it also has a 320K harvest bay up over here. And that's obviously it's all set up for mining drills or a multi-turret. So you can go that route with it. Now for ammo storage, it's probably going to be running a couple ammo boxes, which are 14K a piece. I think that's plenty for the kind of weaponry that you'd probably have on a ship like this. Again, pretty much drone defense unless you decide to shield it up more and run around and try to attack things. However, with the launchers and stuff like that, I mean, it's doable for, you know, fairly easy targets to work to take out. So, you know, I like to have the options. It's nice when it can just do things that you might want it to, even if it wasn't like what it was built for. So, other than that, yeah, I kind of get the general idea of what this is looking like right now. It looks a lot different with different lighting and stuff like that, but I'll have to tweak that out and whatnot. So, yeah, back over here, I definitely wanted to get a lot more part places in here. It's going to need a CPU core room. It's going to need more turbine locations. Now, up front over here, too, I did install all the small turbines. So it has 4 of those there. Now, these are, keep in mind, this is going to be a Core 1 when I put it to the workshop at 200,000 CPU. So a lot of these parts and even some of the thrusters and guns and other things are going to be dialed in to fit with that 200,000 CPU you get. But it will be upgradable beyond that. That's a lot of it. So also what I ended up doing is I added a second deck to it. Originally I wasn't going to. Um, the second deck at the front of it gives you access to your warp drive, which will be the 30 light year warp drive, but you'll have a place where you can manually upgrade that. And then a big farming section. A lot more grow plots than I originally expected to put in here. But this having this top deck in here really gave it a lot more room, quite frankly. So I could actually do this kind of thing. So 54 grow plots in the farm. And honestly, if I really wanted to up that, I could add in more. But I think 54 is where I'll keep it. It's just so I can have some visuals and stuff in between the grow plots and the hanger ceiling and try to make it prettier. 54 grow plots is pretty good, setup, especially for a starter CV. And that's kind of the layout. That's pretty much where I'm at with the ship right now. The numbers are going to be really far off right now because I've got a lot of parts in here that wouldn't be in here stock. But it's hitting at size class 3 currently. I expect it to be probably size class 4 when it's all said and done. So by finishing up the hangar area and the engineering back over there and some more tweaks and decoration. So size class 4 starter CV, quite bigger than most of the starter CVs I've done before, and things like that. Motion wise, the strafing really sucks on it. It's got quite a lot of lift though, so I'm hopefully fairly confident that it can support the amount of storage that I have in it. Even stock, it's going to kind of have to if you start filling up those all those storage controllers. And didn't upgrade the ship with thrusters, I still want it to work, so I can get off the ground, fly around, and do what it needs to do. CPU-wise, I'm way over on CPU because I've got all these parts in here that, obviously it's going to be very much dialed in. Now, one other mod change I did want to do to the body is I think I'm going to take what I got going on the front and also move that to the back of the ship. Right now, the back feet don't have a thruster here. And I think it would be wise, it'd be helpful later in gameplay to have at least a thruster mount position there, like what's on the front of the ship. It also has these for forward thrust, but if you can have 4 of that size for upgrade potential, I think that would be just a better thing. The Macar is doing that too. It has 4, not 2. So I'll probably change that. And keep in mind, a lot of these thrusters will probably be downgraded before I also get the ship to the workshop to keep it in at 200k CPU. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of where it's at. Just a quick comparison to the only other Kriel starter CV I made, the Kriel Shade. This ship is significantly bigger than the Kriel Shade. The Kriel Shade is a size class 2. This can be a size class 4. So, or I expect it to be a size class 4 when it's done. But, what does that give you? Just a lot more upgrade potential, a larger hangar, larger farming section, more production capabilities, more storage. I mean, the list goes on and on what you get for the more size class, essentially. So, yeah, this one's fine. This one, and I got this in RE2 right now. I was just seeing how the old Kriel Shade actually plays out, and it actually does really good. It's only using a 150,000 or 153,000 CPU, and it's set to 232,000 because it has a basic CPU core in it, but it doesn't even need that. So that's something too. Basically, the ship is kind of usable yet, but as a lower, cheaper option versus this newer one. But keep in mind, this wasn't set up for mining. It has a significantly smaller hangar in it. It doesn't have the storage. I think it did have pretty good storage on this one though. It looks like it's got I got 4. Oh, that's a 40k. So I got 3 200k storage bays in this one. So a little different. It did have this one doesn't have a shield in it right now either, which it probably could stock. So yeah, there's a lot of changes. One other body mod I think I'm going to do before I release it, and it just has to do with right now I don't like the top landing deck. It doesn't have much room to park anything. You can land like maybe an SV here, call it a day, maybe a couple small things on the sides. But what I think I'm going to do is move this radar, put it back over here, and kind of fill in part of this area here, so it's the same height as the rest of it, so it could be used as a larger landing deck. I think that would be kind of helpful, and I think I can make that work. Originally, I kind of cut into it so I could try to form that shape there to kind of make it look like the wings were swept over. But I think I can get by with keeping this relatively flat here and not having the radar in that location at the same time. So I will definitely try that as well. But other than that, I think that's it. Now, one last thing I just want to bring up, and this has to do, there's several people that contacted me about looking at some creations they built. I haven't done that yet. I apologize. I've been not around Empyrion very much at all. I do plan on doing that either today or tomorrow, and then I'll get back with those authors. And again, I apologize. I'm not trying to ignore you or anything like that. Just haven't been around the computer or doing this kind of thing very much in the last couple weeks, quite frankly. Just little odds and ends. Again, like a half hour here, 45 minutes there kind of thing until I got it to this point. So I'll try to start resuming more videos and things, and I'm also thinking about some tutorial videos in the near future, various topics and things like that. But we'll see where that goes. Anyway, y'all have yourself a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.